All right. Let's take a big breath in. Take those shoulders right up to those ears. Roll them back. Just get those shoulders, upper back. Nice and loose. Big breath in. Shoulders right to those ears and then pull them back. Roll through the back there. Into those shoulder blades. Good. Let's switch directions. Pull those shoulders up and then shoulders come forward. Feeling those shoulder blades come apart. Good. All right, let's try and get our heart rate raised a bit, get those muscles nice and warm. We're gonna take our right leg, right arm, pull it across, tap out with that right leg, come back to the left side and repeat. Good, just keeping those arms at shoulder level. Big breaths in, exhale out. Good. Let's start to point or move those arms down towards the floor. So you're gonna reach towards the floor, moving those shoulders forward. Good. Let's go back across our chest. And let's start reaching up across towards the sky. Feeling that back end nice and long. Good. All right, march it out. Right here again, roll those shoulders back and forth, alternating forward to back. Let's come to the edge of our mats. We are going to tuck our feet together. Bring our hands forward. Bring then our whole body on our knees down towards the floor. Come up, push our bum back towards those feet, and then rock that body back and forth. Bringing your whole body down to the floor. Good, just stretching out that back, moving into that child's pose position. Good. Let's do 2 more here. And last one. Awesome. Let's sit down onto those feet. Open up that chest with a nice big breath in, taking those arms behind us, opening up that chest, and then exhale, round it out, pull into that belly button. Big breath in. Exhale, round it out. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, round it out. Awesome. Shake out those arms. We're gonna get right started. We're doing, I love doing a core pyramid. So we're going to start in a bear plank position. So with that pyramid, we're gonna start building as we move along. Then we're gonna flip that pyramid and take it apart. Everything's 30 seconds. So our first one is our bear plank. So we're gonna have our hands underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. You can leave those knees on the floor if you want as a modification, or test yourself and pull up those knees, and we're gonna do crossover. So you're gonna bring your knee into your elbow, but we're gonna stay into this little bear plank here. Really shortening up that core and shortening even more with those crossovers. So this is our first base of our pyramid. Here we go in 3, 2, squeeze into those glutes. Now, if you're leaving your knees on the floor, you're just gonna bring those knees into the wrist. If we are floating those knees, you're gonna try and lift the knees up towards the elbow, crossing into that opposite arm. Trying to keep those knees underneath those hips, leaving that back nice and neutral. In 3, 2, and rest it here. Shake out those arms. Set number 2, we're gonna add 2 on at once. So obviously left and right. We're gonna come into a side plank. Your arm and elbow are gonna be nice and aligned. So it's tucked right here for that proper upper body support. Version 1, you can have that knee down for a little bit of more modification, and you're going to tap that foot forward and back, leaving everything else nice and steady. You can come up into that more advanced version coming to a full side plank, coming up and around. Your hands can be in front, your hand can be on top, whatever works for you. Here we go. We're left side or right side. In 3, 2, go for it. This is 30 seconds. You're squeezing into that bum because we don't want to overload that shoulder. So pull into that belly button. You're going to feel nice and unstable because you're going to make that nice little circle with that foot. Good. Feeling those obliques kick right in. 10 seconds. Good. Belly button pulled right to that spine in 3, 2, and rest it right here. Turn it over to the other side. Line up that shoulder and that elbow. Squeeze into those glutes. Push into that core. Here we go. In 3, 2, and tap forward and back. Forward and back. Now you'll notice I have my hand down in front of me. Not that I'm pushing too far into it, but it's just steadying me a little bit as I transfer my weight back and forth. It's keeping it a little bit more steady. 10 seconds right here. In 5, 3, 2, and rest it here. Good. Moving back to that base part of our pyramid, which is those bear planks with that little crossover. Here we go. In 3, 2, go for it. Choose the version that works for you. Squeezing that bum nice and tight, pulling that belly button right into that spine. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. You really want to feel that torso. Get nice and short as you draw that knee in. Back stays nice and neutral, knees underneath those hips. In 3, 2, and rest it here. Good. Next exercise that we're adding on to the pyramids, if you have a set of weights nearby, grab them. If not, you can just use the arm movements without weights. We're going to come onto our back. Legs are going to come either into a 90-degree angle or nice and long. 90 degrees of modification, long is a little bit harder. We're going to make sure our hips turn into our pelvis so our lower back is glued to the mat. We're going to start with those arms in a 45-degree angle, palms facing the ceiling, and we're going to do a lower single leg drop as we pull into a chest fly. So arms are down when legs are up, arms are up when legs are down. Here we go, single leg drop in 3, 2, 30 seconds. Really squeeze into those glutes to keep that lower back flat to the mat. Belly button's being pushed right in. You're controlling those arms, nice and easy up. Nice and easy down. Don't let the weights pull your arms down. Good. Pull into that belly button. You really push that spine into the mat. No bubbles in 3, 2, and rest it here. Nicely done. Back to those side planks. Tapping that leg forward and back. Here we go as we build our pyramid in 3, 2, squeeze into those glutes. Tap that nice and forward. You want little movement through that body. So hips stay at the same level. We're not dipping or raising. Belly button squeezed into that spine. Bum is super tight. Want to alleviate any pressure or most of the pressure off that shoulder and arm. In 3, 2, and rest it right here. Good job. Let's turn it over to the other side. There are days when I am just so thankful. Some moves are 30 seconds. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, coming up and round, tap, squeeze, and steady. Taking those nice big inhales and exhales. Remember, you can do this with your knee down as well. 10 seconds right here. Good. In 5, 3, 2, And relax right there. Nicely done. Coming into that bear plank for those crossovers. Here we go. Stack those knees underneath those hips. In 3, 2, go for it here. Draw those knees. Shorten into that torso. Squeeze that bump. Exhale as you bring those knees in. Inhale as you come back into that plank. Good. 10 seconds. Right here. In 5, 3, 2, and relax here. Adding exercise number 5 on to the pyramid. So you can grab either one weight or 2 weights. Again, same arm movement with no weights. We're going to do a little overhead pull. So I'm going to hold my one weight, both hands in the middle. Arms coming over my head. My feet are flat to the floor, pushing my hips into the pelvis so my lower back is completely to the floor. We're going to do a little crunch. So our lower body's not going to move at all. We're going to overhead pull this right to the center of our chest and then just slightly pump that up, lifting those shoulders just off the floor and back. So it's a little crunch, really targeting those upper abdominals. Here we go. In 3, 2, and we're going to pull up, squeeze, and push. That chin is off our chest. You hear me say it all the time. You should be able to fit an apple between that chin and that chest, and that completely alleviates any neck pain there. You really want to concentrate on pulling that belly button into the spine, squeezing the glutes, and just concentrating on those little crunches through those upper abdominals. In 3, 2, and rest it right here. Good job. Grabbing that second weight, if you only use one weight, we're going to pretty much stay on the floor here. Legs are going to come up, still squishing those lower backs into the mat. Arms come out in that 45-degree angle. And here we go for that fly with those leg drops. In 3, 2, 30 seconds right here. Really think about that whole body, just pulling right into that mat. And then making sure we're controlling that nice fly, keeping those arms at that 45-degree angle. We don't change the position of the arms. Open up that chest and then squeeze into that chest. Exhale as the leg comes down, arms come in. Inhale as your legs are up, arms are out. 3, 2, and rest it right here. Let's go back to those side planks with those toe taps back and forth. Here we go. Shoulder, elbow, nice and aligned. In 3, 2, go for it here. Tap before and behind. Making sure we're squeezing into those glutes, pulling that belly button right into that chest. Or right into that spine, I should say. Good. We've got 10 seconds right here. Keeping those hips aligned with those shoulders. Little movement in that body. Making those obliques take on the brunt of this weight. Here we go. In 3, 2, relax here. Switch it to the other side. We are. Here we go. In 3, 2, coming up. You can be on that knee. Remember that knee plank. Stabilizes yourself a little bit more, or test yourself with that full side plank, whatever feels good to you right now. Squeeze into the bum. Don't forget to breathe. Try not to hold your breath. Everything's nice and tight so that shoulder's not burning. In 5, 3, 2, and rest it here. For that base exercise, bear plank with those crossovers. Here we go, 30 seconds in 3, 2, go for it. Really tucking that belly button right into that spine, squeezing those glutes, keeping those hips square to the mat. Covering those knees if that's your option. And really feeling that torso get nice and short. Here we go. In 5, 3, 2, and rest it. Last exercise to our pyramid. This is the one and only time we're going to run through all 6 together. Grabbing our weights. We're going to tuck them at our shoulders. Again, you just mimic the arm movement if you do not have weights. So we're going to start with our hands at our shoulders. Legs again, flat, feet flat to the floor. We're going to do a full sit-up to a shoulder press movement. So you're going to squeeze into those glutes, really drive into that core, press those arms up, and then roll yourself right back down through that lower back. Here we go. Last exercise on the pyramid. Running through the whole thing in 3, 2, roll it up. Really got to squeeze into those glutes. Pull that belly button right to that spine, and then roll through that lower back. That lower back hits the mat first and controls that descent. Good. Big inhales as you come down. Exhale as you come up. That belly button's really leading the way. This isn't a fast movement. In 3, 2, and rest it. And that's why I like pyramid, because you just repeat everything 6 times or 5 times, wherever it may be, to really practice and control those movements. All right, grabbing that one weight, overhead pull to that little crunch. Here we go in 3, 2, and I'm going to go 2 weights here, see how much I can challenge myself, still keeping my lower back pulled into that mat. My bum's nice and tight. As I push up, I feel that belly button just pulling in towards that spine even more. Chin is off my chest. Here we go, we're almost there. 3, 2, and rest it right here. Nicely done. Grabbing your weights again, we're gonna stay in this position. Legs come up for that single leg drop. Here we go in 3, 2, go for it. Really making sure that lower back stays flat to the mat. Arms come up and down nice and evenly. Everything sinks into the mat as that leg goes down. Exhale as that leg goes down. Inhale as those legs are up. Bum super tight. Belly button's pushed into that spine. Here we go, almost there in 3, 2, and rest it. Onto our sides. For those side to side planks. Well, not side to side planks. For those side planks with our leg tap. Back and forth. Here we go. In 3, 2, go for it right here. Keeping that bum nice and tight. Tapping and swing. Drawing that nice little circle over and back. Good. We have 10 seconds right here. In 5, 3, 2, and rest it. Let's switch it over. Here we go. In 3, 2, go for it. This is your second last time doing these side planks. Harder than it looks if you ask me. Keeping your body nice and still, keeping those obliques nice and engaged. Bum super tight, core is just tucked to that spine. In 5, 3, 2, and relax. Last time doing our bear crossovers. We're deconstructing this pyramid now. Here we go. In 3, 2, go for it. Tuck that knee right in. Keep that back in that nice neutral position. Knees slightly off the floor, keeping them stacked underneath those hips. Good, nice. Small movement into that core. Less than 10. In 5, 3, 2, and rest it. Swing out those arms. Nicely done. Let's deconstruct this a little bit more onto our backs. Let's start with that full sit-up to shoulder press. We are flipping this pyramid around. Our sit-up to shoulder press is now our base exercise. And we just knocked off the bear plank. Here we go. In 3, 2, go for it right here. Squeeze up and roll it down. Good. And then roll it down. This round we are knocking off those side planks with our leg taps. Knocking off left and right at the same time. Roll through that lower back, really feel that whole core. Just hit down to the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae in 3, 2, and rest it right here. Let's hit that overhead pull with that little crunch. Here we go, in 3, 2, overhead pull, chin off our chest, just lifting those shoulder blades slightly off the floor. Making sure that we're timing that exhale as we push up. Squeeze that glute. Push those hips into the mat because that lower back never pops up. Still engaging that whole abdominal wall. In 3, 2, and rest it here. Switching to those flies, those legs come up in the air. Here we go, in 3, 2, go for it. Again, always concentrating on that lower back, no bubbles as we lower those legs. Squeezing into that chest, arms are at 45-degree angle, controlling that descent. Good. Almost there. In 3, 2, and rest it here. Last time for this pyramid, we are tapping back and forth, knocking left and right off. Right here. Here we go. In 3, 2, go for it. Squeezing and tapping. Keeping that body as still as possible, aligning the shoulder and elbow together. So we got that proper upper body support. Good, hitting that 10-second mark right here. In 5, 3, 2, and relax. Last time on the opposite side. Here we go. In 3, 2, go for it right here. Squeeze and tap. Pull that belly button right in. Keep that body nice and soft, or nice and still, not nice and soft. Good. We're hitting that 10-second mark right here. In 5, 3, 2, and relax right here. Nicely done. All right, we are back to full sit up to press. Just 3 exercises left on the pyramid. Here we go. In 3, 2, go for it. This round is 1.5 minutes. Then the next round is 1 minute with our final round of 30 seconds. We are taking off the leg drops with fly this round. So just under 4 minutes to go. In 3, 2, and rest it right here. Let's hit that overhead pull. Here we go. In 3, 2, overhead pull. Pull back. to that mat, just slightly lifting those shoulder blades off the floor as you pump up for that tiny little crunch. Nothing too big. You want the majority of that back, especially that lower back, to push right into that mat. Squeeze those glutes. In 3, 2, and rest it. Last time today, we're doing that leg drop with that fly. Here we go in 3, 2, go for it. Not a sink. There we go. Squeeze into those glutes. Really pushing down into that pelvis so that lower back stays flat to that mat. We're almost there. Just under 2 minutes to go. 3, 2, and rest it. All right. Let's go for that full sit up to press. Here we go. In 3, 2, 2 exercises. The left on the pyramid. Roll through that lower back. This is a 1-minute round. Right here. 30 seconds each exercise. Knocking off that little overhead pull crunch. Squeeze into those glutes. Really roll through that lower back. In 5, 3, 2, and rest it here. Final time for that overhead pull. 1 minute left in the workout. 30 seconds in this round in 3, 2, go for it right here. Nice little push through that lower back to get those shoulder blades off the floor for that little tiny little crunch. Chin is off our chest. No neck involvement at all. It's all being pushed in through to that core. Exhale as you pump up. Inhale as you come back down. Bum is super clenched. In 3, 2, and rest it here. Nicely done. 30 seconds left. Here we go. Let's finish with those. Full sit-ups to press. In 3, 2, go for it. Push up and roll down. I can see from the monitor that my logo has disappeared. Does that mean I've gone overtime? Is that a subtle way to say you're over your allotted time, Deb? Squeezing through those glutes. Really roll down. This is your last little bit. Right here in 5, 3, 2, and I cheated that last round. Rest it right here. Nicely done. I actually have 2 minutes. My logo shouldn't have disappeared. Let's take a nice long stretch here. Legs are long, arms over your head. Really lengthen out that torso. Big breath in, and as you exhale, sink into that mat. Big breath in, reach with those fingertips, make your body nice and long. Exhale, sink right into that mat. Let's take our arms out in a T position, feet flat to the floor. You're going to drop those knees to one side, shoulders stay flat to that floor, pull that hip right around, and look the opposite way. Just release those oblique muscles, that lower back. Good, and we're gonna switch those knees over to the opposite side, pull that hip around, squeezing through those glutes, look the opposite way of those knees, get that nice twist through the obliques, release through that lower back. Good. Turn yourself all the way over onto your hands and knees. Again, knees stacked underneath those hips, hands stacked underneath those shoulders. We're going to take a nice big breath in, round out that back to a nice, I think this is the cat position. And then exhale to neutral. Bring the head up to align with the spine. And then inhale, round out that back, pull that belly button right in. Exhale to neutral. One more time here, big breath in. Round that right out and exhale. Then sit your bum down onto those knees, hands out in front of you. And we're gonna rock those hips left to right here, just manipulating the spine a bit, releasing in through that lower back. Good. And finally, from this position, we are gonna stretch out that upper body from those side planks. We're gonna reach through our chest with that right hand, bring our ear to the mat, try to keep our bum close to those feet, and then put pressure into that shoulder, relaxing or releasing, lengthening those muscles through the trap muscles, through the shoulder. And then we'll switch over with that left hand, ear to the mat, thumb stays to the feet, put pressure into that shoulder, lengthening those muscles through the back, through the traps. Good, sitting up onto our feet, rolling those shoulders, big breath in, and exhale down, big breath in again, exhale down, one more time, big breath in, exhale down, and wiggle it all out. Thank you guys. Whew, 30 minutes always goes by so quickly.